This is Rick Rule for Rule Investment Media and the Rule Classroom, sponsors of the 2025 Rule Natural Resources Investment Symposium, held July 7 to 11 in Boca Raton, Florida, or via live stream in the comfort and convenience of your own home. However, you choose to attend, two things that you need to know. We will be presenting more information in 4 days, 55 hours worth, than you could possibly absorb. And so, to that end, two things. We are interviewing every conference sponsor and every conference speaker before the conference so that you can reach out to those people and allocate your time and your resources more efficiently at the conference. Also, irrespective of how you attend, physically or via live stream, the entire proceedings will be recorded, and you will have access to the recordings for a full year after the conference. By the way, you'll need that. I put on the conference and I have to play the tapes myself. So you will have to too. Also, know that every public company exhibitor at the conference has been vetted by the conference sponsors, meaning that if the shares of the exhibitors aren't held in the accounts of the conference sponsors, the exhibitors are not allowed to participate in the conference. We turn down more exhibitors every year than we accept. So let's get on with the process. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Rajesh Sharma, who is CEO of Fancamp. Note, I am a shareholder of Fancamp, which is why they were invited to present at the conference. Rajesh, first of all, thank you for your efforts on behalf of mining investors and shareholders. Thank you, too, for your sponsorship and support of our symposium.
It's a pleasure, Rick. Thank you, and pleased to be here with you today.
Tell me something about your background. Tell me how you came to be CEO of Fancamp and what people can expect in terms of your expertise.
So, Rick, my background has been working for a large corporate for the first 20 odd years of my life. I have global leadership experience in mining, exploration, metals, and international trade. I led large scale mining startups and exploration companies, and my focus has been to build mines, to develop exploration assets, acquire exploration assets, and do the deals. That's what I enjoy, getting to kind of develop companies and getting to get involved with the exploration side and the mine development side. I worked with Tata Group. I was the president and CEO of Tata Steel Minerals Canada till recently, about 5 years ago. And prior to that, I lived and worked in Africa, India, and a bit in Europe. So quite diverse, quite background, by and large linked to mining and mineral exploration. And I got involved with Fancamp through sheer providence. I had done a 1 year advisory role with Investissement Quebec, the finance arm of government of Quebec. And COVID hit, and I was looking to do some new challenges, and the board and the chairman of Fancamp asked me to come and have a look-see with the company. And they said, you are involved in iron ore, we have iron ore shareholdings and royalties, and you have got experience all across the globe. We want to make a change. The incumbent CEO was asked to step aside. And here I got involved with the company. I put on a technical team and we started looking at the assets, trying to see what is there. And while we were in the process of doing this, and I was assessing whether to spend time on Fancamp for the next few years, we got into a middle of a proxy fight. And that was fun or not fun, whichever way you look at it. And we endured one full-fledged proxy fight, which kind of showed us that there is something really unique in Fancamp. And we endured another kind of a quasi-proxy fight a couple of years ago. So it took us, let's say, 2 to 3 years to really put the company together. We had great support from our largest shareholder, Ashwath Mehra, who acquired a large chunk of the company from Champion Iron. And we started cleaning up the assets. We had 90 mineral properties. And as you know, for a junior mineral exploration company, that's quite a lot. And we have tried to create a focus, and we have in the process created some very high quality exploration assets, and also some very, very interesting, I would call it, for want of a better word, financial assets.
So when well, first of all, usually you don't have proxy fights over companies where there's no value. When I look at your shareholders roster, I see a lot of people I've invested alongside with for the last 30 years who would describe themselves, I think, as value investors. Perhaps you could explain the value proposition, which is to say the market cap or the enterprise value relative to the liquidation value of the assets, and perhaps also describe some of the more important assets to us.
Yeah, that's a really fundamental question. And Fancamp, luckily for the new investors coming in, it's in a really good position with respect to other juniors. The market cap is hovering around $20 million, and the intrinsic value of our stocks and marketable security is $22-23 million. We have a secured note with a company called Canada Chrome Corporation in the Ring of Fire for $34.5 million. And we are earning a healthy roughly $2 million interest per year on that note. We get dividend from our shareholdings in Champion Iron, which is more than 50% of our marketable securities. So that's another $500,000. So a company which has got three levers. One is its cash and marketable securities. Second is its secured note with the KWG, and the Ring of Fire region, as you know, is at the cusp of taking off with all the geopolitical issues and the interest of the Carney government with the Bill C5 to really go ahead and develop the area. So that note is really valuable. We have the first charge on the assets. And Canada Chrome Corporation, or KWG, the company is worth roughly $70 million. We also own shares. We also have a portfolio of royalties, Rick, which again, the market does not ascribe much value. And I would say they are not short term, but some of them are medium term royalties. Like we have a finite production payment with Champion Iron worth $40 million. And it's in the Fairmont area where Champion Iron is producing. We have the royalty on the Black Horse deposit on KWG, which is again in the Ring of Fire area just next to the Wailu ground. And as you know, Andrew Forrest acquired the Noron ground for more than $600 million in 2022, I guess. And that's where the KWG assets are. We also have a pretty good assembly of exploration assets, either 100% owned or joint venture. And these assets include one very recent investment we made in New Brunswick, which, as you know, is the next most interesting area. So we acquired a large piece of land next to the Puma ground. And we have now entered into a joint venture with another junior called Lord Gold, where Fancamp is the operator. And we are developing that ground, and we are progressing, exploration activity there. We also have other exploration assets both in Quebec and Ontario. So overall, I think Fancamp's intrinsic value or the book value, which I know is not necessarily always the great indicator, is 1/3 the stock price. So it's a good point to get in. And another reason for it being a good point to get in is that we have spent a lot of time trying to clean up the legacy issues. And right now, it's the pivotal point for the company. We have clearly decided and demarcated that we have a portfolio of royalty and investment holdings of financial assets, and then we have the exploration assets. And we are at a point we are trying to clarify the story, declutter the story, and make sure that we are focused on moving forward on both the streams and giving opportunity to shareholders to get involved in both the streams. So that's the work in progress, and that's something which will unravel in the coming couple of months.
So our listeners should understand in short form that you're selling at at least half, but likely a third of liquidation value.
Right.
They should understand too that intermediate growth comes both from a royalty package, but also from the growth that one must rationally expect to come out of the Ring of Fire. And further, that some form of rationalization of the assets uh, has the potential to add future value to the first two. Is that an accurate summary from your viewpoint?
That's a pretty accurate summary, Rick. And I think this is establishing what we have already, but maybe I should spend half a minute on what we want to do. One is, as I said, declutter the story. That's one. And as you can understand, won't dwell a bit more on that. But other is create value through monetization and growth of our existing royalties, but the new ones, our financial instruments, and also we are looking at trying to work on an interesting model where we focus on below scale companies which have got something interesting, cash or a royalty or a specific asset, where we believe that by the strength of our technical and commercial team, we can do something better, then we want to get involved there. So that's the model which is evolving. We will not dilute unless there is a strategic reason, and to get higher stakes for smart investors like you, we don't need to dilute, or for a strategic deal, our cash and the dividend income and the interest income is good enough to cover our G&A. So that's what you can look for going forward, in addition to a very, very strong foundation, which is not so common in the junior space.
I'm laughing because that was a master understatement. We encourage our attendees to reach out to the companies even before the conference. And what I'd like you to do is tell our attendees specifically who they should reach out to and specifically how they reach them. I don't want to hear info at Fancamp. I want a living, breathing human being that will be a concierge for my attendees attempting to learn more about Fancamp.
And thanks, Rick, for giving me a heads up that don't say info@fancamp.ca before. But no, we'll be pleased to engage and interact with the attendees, and that's the purpose of being part of this very interesting and engaging conference. So there are three people we have identified and who will all be there at your conference. You can reach out. One is myself, Rajesh Sharma. So I am the president and CEO of the company. My email ID is rsharma@fancamp.ca, and my cell number is 514-887-2294. The second person you can reach out is Kit Spring. We recently hired Kit as the Chief Investment Officer, and you can understand the reasons why, and I'm very, very excited to be working with him now. His email ID is kspring@fancamp.ca. And the third person is Tara Ashford. She's our Director Investor Relations, and she has been with the company for quite some time. And she can be reached out at T Ashford, ASFOUR, @fancamp.ca. And her number I have is 514-833-1957.
Rajesh, thank you for your efforts on behalf of mining investors for years, and thank you again for your sponsorship and support of the 2025 Natural Resources Investment Symposium. I look forward to hosting you in Boca Raton, and I look forward to being a successful shareholder over time. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you, Rick, as well. Thank you very much.